From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly heads to Washington next week to press the incoming Donald Trump administration not to impose damaging 25% tariffs on Canadian goods. Joly says a cabinet committee is discussing options for possible retaliation, and she's spoken with U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham.
We will be talking about retaliatory measures against potential tariffs from President-elect Trump, and we will be ready, and I'll do my job. And so I'll be in Washington next week. Spoke to Senator Graham again this morning.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the premiers will meet in Ottawa next week to discuss Canada's plan for responding to tariffs. Midwives and pharmacists hope changes to the Canada Health Act will mean they can do more for patients. Midwives' basic services are already funded by all provinces and territories, but the Canadian Association of Midwives and the Canadian Pharmacists Association hope the changes will increase the services for which their members can bill provincial health plans. Quebec says it will send 2 more water bombers to California after one of the province's planes collided with a civilian drone while battling the Los Angeles wildfires. Stéphane Caron with Quebec's Forest Fire Prevention Agency says the incident punctured a wing and grounded the plane.
For the moment, this plane cannot fly until the damage are when we'll repair it, and probably it will be next week until it can fly again.
He says Quebec will send 4 more pilots and 2 more technicians to help Los Angeles firefighters. Donald Trump has been sentenced to an unconditional release in his New York hush money case. The outcome cements Trump's conviction of falsifying business records while freeing him to return to the White House later this month, unencumbered by the threat of a jail term or a fine. The judge could have sentenced the 78-year-old president-elect to up to 4 years in prison, but instead declined to impose any punishment. The fate of TikTok now rests in the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court, which seems likely to uphold a law that would ban the mega-popular app in that country, unless it's sold by its China-based parent company.
The lawyer for TikTok argued that the law's January 19th deadline isn't delayed.
Essentially, the platform shuts down.
But Justice Amy Coney Barrett didn't sound persuaded.
The law doesn't say TikTok has to shut down. It says ByteDance has to divest.
Fellow conservative Brett Kavanaugh pointed to fears that China could use data from the app
To develop spies, to turn people.
The skepticism of TikTok's arguments crossed ideological lines. Liberal Justice Elena Kagan noted foreign companies don't have First Amendment rights. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Montreal Canadiens will try to extend their winning streak to 3 games tonight in Washington. Also in NHL action, Vancouver's in Carolina, while Winnipeg is home to Los Angeles. This will be the Kings' first game since Saturday. Their Wednesday game against Calgary was postponed because of the California wildfires. Oilers forward Evander Kane is putting his abdominal surgery rehab on hold while he recovers from successful knee surgery. The team expects he'll need 4 to 8 weeks to recover from his latest operation. The Ottawa Redblacks have a new weapon in the backfield. Veteran running back William Stanback signed a 1-year deal with the CFL team. The Redblacks also re-signed all-star pass rusher Lorenzo Malden IV. A familiar face will be on the sidelines for Toronto FC this season. Robin Fraser returns to the soccer organization as head coach. Toronto FC is coming off a disappointing season under John Herdman, who stepped down in November. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.